Has your anxiety triggered your desire to check to make sure that things were done correctly? Has it sent you back from getting to a meeting on time or any other task, maybe a dinner date, because you had to keep checking things again and again? And what you've noticed is if you don't do the behavior of the checking, your anxiety only gets worse. Well, it's been my life mission for the last 30 years to help people like this with anxiety and mental health concerns and how to overcome them. It's been my mission to do that. And so my name is Gilbert. I'm a psychotherapist, hypnotist, and coach. And in today's short video, I'd like to cover one of the techniques that I use in terms of having the need to check and how you can easily break that cycle. Now, in cognitive behavioral language, it is called a response prevention. And response prevention, how it goes is, let's say you had to do a task like check to make sure that before you mail a letter, it has all the correct things on it. And you have to do that over and over and over again. And if you hadn't done that in the past, you may have feel so compelled to do that it would really raise your anxiety and maybe even trigger off kind of a sense of panic that you had forgotten something. And that's really closely linked to how the obsessive compulsive link works. Is you get this thought, the thought becomes obsessive, and unless you react on the pattern, which is the compulsion, that the need to act, it creates this cycle, this loop. And it's not until you do the rituals that that feeling lessens. So in response prevention is when you're at that task, let's say again with the mailing of the letter, when you get to the task of mailing the letter, you do it once, you release the letter, and although you may be compelled to reach in, check, or whatever you may have done in the past, you refuse to give in. So it's a mental decision that you make in that moment. And your anxiety might rise for a little bit, but just like a wave, it'll soon crash after. Now, the technique I like using in kind of conjunction or instead of this is I like to think of what my client's preferred response would be. So as you let go of that letter, how would you want to feel instead? So it's really getting into tune with what the anxiety, how the anxiety feels in the body, how they feel overall. Once they're able to get there, we then look at what not only what your preferred response is, but we create a future projection or future pacing where they see themselves actually being in a better place. Then what we do is we create these loops in the brain again and again in a repetitive way so that we create this desired outcome. If you're able to change that, and most of the time I can do that very easily with clients, and it doesn't really take that long, we can create a better outcome and really lessen that loop that has been created. I had this lady who hers was just this obsessive need to wash her hands. And when we looked, it was to the point where I was creating blisters. And when we looked at the strategies in order to overcome it, it was really that last one that I was mentioning around creating new loops. She was able to not only heal her hand, but also heal the relationships to the people that were around her because they were growing increasingly frustrated with her inability to move beyond something that doesn't make sense. So if you wish to improve the relationships in your life by getting rid of these repetitive patterns in your life that have been destructive in one way or another, click the link below. I'd love to meet with you, maybe get on a call and really work with you. Also have a really brilliant course called Managing Anxiety, and within the course it offers some insight as to how to overcome issues like this. So I'd love for you to click the link below just to continue the conversation of how we can improve the quality of your life. Till next time, this is Jill signing off. I wish you health, happiness, and harmony.